But when we're just talking about Volkswagen core itself, cars here, sausages here. So take that for what you will.
What's going on, folks? I'm Spade.
I'm Cam.
And we are Two Brothers Auto. Back today with a brand new TBAN, Two Brothers Automotive news.
Ooh, let's do it.
Cam, I don't even want to kill a whole bunch of time setting it up. Give the people some news, bro.
All
What
right,
you got?
bro, I'm gonna jump right into it. Going to my favorites.
Oh,
The
God.
GOATs. Y'all know who it is. Porsche. You know, a lot of people lately, everybody been going to Nürburgring, all these different tracks. They setting these different records. They doing all the things. That's cool. But Porsche said it's time out for all that.
Oh, God.
It's time out for all that. The king is back. Porsche has hinted at the new 992.2 GT2 RS. They are claiming that it will raise the bar in the sports car class. Their words, not mine. Now, talk about the previous iteration.
Okay.
GT, everybody love the GT3 and GT3 RS. But if you know that GT2 RS, that's the one. That's the one every time when they drop that one, that's the big joker for them.
That's true.
That beat all the hands. So previous iteration, it was lightweight, remember? 700 horsepower, went 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. That's talking about track weapon. This was a weapon on wheels.
Hasn't been one since 2018, right?
Yes, 2018 was the last one. I think that was the year. 2018, 2018. That 991.2 generation. Of course, you know, on the new 992.2, they introduced the T-Hybrid tech in the new GTS.
Yeah.
So it's speculating on if the new GT2 RS is going, you know, raise the ante on that platform. Is it going to stay naturally aspirated? Is it going to go somewhere that they haven't been before? We don't know. My guess is it probably is going to use that T-Hybrid tech. Typically with Porsche, when they introduce something new, they typically do it with their top of the line trims. And at the time of the 992.2 releasing, the GTS was that, because there was no GT3, there was no GT3 RS. Like the GTS was top of the line 992.2 that you could get.
That's a good point.
So I'm thinking that whatever the GT2 RS is, like especially with a hybrid and the way they had the hybrid, because again, if you remember, the way that hybrid works, it isn't about efficiency.
At all.
You get no extra gas mileage from it.
No.
It is about making those turbos spool up faster, and basically getting rid of any type of lag, and it is straight performance on what that hybrid system does. So I imagine that they probably done had them engineers working around the clock trying to figure out how they can maximize that platform and get the GT2 back to glory, and ultimately get back to taking a lot of those track records that some cars have came in and took from track to track. They ain't lost all of them, but especially that Nürburgring one, I'm sure that's gonna be the one they got their eyes set on to be like, hey man, y'all know who the big dog is here. So Spade, what's your thoughts on that?
You know, I'm King Petty. I can appreciate a little petty. And Porsche continues to use the GT2 RS to be King Petty. The GT3 was their track car. And then people started to be able to compete with the GT3. And then the GT3 RS became that was supposed to be it. Until anything would beat the GT3 RS. And Porsche engineers.
The GTR, right?
Was the GTR?
Yeah.
Porsche engineers would go back like, oh, all right. They would go back to the lab and they would cook up something with this GT2 RS. So I'm upset that I didn't see this coming. I mean, the Corvette came, the ZR1 came through and shattered records. And then what makes it so bad, the ZR1 crew, they just went from track to track, setting new records. And I think probably the most, leave it to me to take this Porsche topic and make it a domestic car topic. But what was super impressive to me was the Corvette group was setting records with Corvette engineers. It wasn't with professional race car drivers. They were sending guys that work on vets to drive vets to go and set.
And of course, they better drivers than your average human, but they ain't no professional.
Right, yeah. And I should have known. It's only a matter of time before Porsche was gonna see this and go, oh, all right. And that's exactly what this is.
I hope somebody try to like raise the bar and let's get a GT1 RS. Keep the trend going.
Jesus.
But nah, yeah, so I'm excited to see what the new GT2 RS is, and we kind of touched on it in the previous video. But I think because of what this car's mission always is, I think when you hear GT2 RS and T-Hybrid, especially knowing that their hybrid is not in the business of making this a more efficient, fuel-efficient car. It's going to make it more efficient, but not for fuel efficiency.
Right. But
because this is track-focused type of hybrid thing, I don't think you're going to be seeing too many complaints about that. If that is the case, I'll be honest. I'll be more shocked if they come out and say this is going to be naturally aspirated, or even if it's just going to be.
I would be shocked
the turbocharged turbos that we've seen up to date. Like I would be more surprised at that if they're opposed from them using this new T hybrid tech, because it's like it's no way you telling me they done built this whole new platform just for GTS. Like there's no way. So I feel like this is where it fits. I feel like this is really kind of the whole reason they probably built it, and they just kind of letting us know now, like, hey, it's coming. The other part of this, we all know how this finna go. Who in the hell finna be able to get their hands on them?
A select few. First of all, to get an allocation is, I don't know what you're gonna have to do to get an allocation.
You're probably gonna have to be known every GT3, every GT3 RS, and probably some GT2s known to man.
And once you get an allocation,
yeah, I can't even remember what the old GT2s going. I think they still going for 4s, 5s maybe.
Say, all that stuff flirts with a $500,000.
I was about to say I wouldn't be 6.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if it cost something like $600,000. Like,
you know the meme of I guess it's a kid that's inside and it's like people outside playing and they just in the window. Anytime we start talking GT Porsche cars, I'm the kid in the window. I'm just looking out the window because that stuff is,
it's ridiculous price. But I said I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see it on the track. I'm ready for them, like you said. I like a little pettiness. I'm ready for them to come out there, and I hope they shatter some records. Like I can't remember what that ZR1 times was on the Nürburgring, but I hope they beat it. I hope they don't barely beat it. Like beat it by.
You better.
A lot.
You better, because if you have to go pull out all the stops to make a car, you know what I'm saying, to answer Corvette, then come with it. You know what I'm saying? Corvette ain't had to do all that.
But
they ain't had to pull out all the stops.
But they kind of did.
Not in my version of the story.
They kind of did.
Not in my version.
But that's all I got for that topic, Spade.
Cool. Let me jump in there. You mentioned a car in your news bit that I want to talk about in mine. After 18 years, Cam, Nissan was able to do something that not even King Kong could do. Unfortunately, Godzilla is officially dead. The GTR is no more. And, you know, the GTR in its time, a lot of people are fans of that platform. A lot of people aren't. You know, just to briefly speak about that, you can see what Dan Rue is doing with the GTR. And if you're in any of these car podcast scenes, you see him talking about he'll put his GTR up against
And you might know
anything.
Dan Rue from being
the
TikTok
guy.
dancer.
Right.
Yes, he is now a pretty prominent figure in the car race.
Probably the face of GTR, right? I mean,
that platform.
respectfully,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I've also watched videos of people that say I've owned a GTR and I got rid of it because at the end of the day, it's just
still a Nissan.
Nissan. They crap on the interior, they crap on some of the build quality. So whether you like that car or hate that car, you cannot deny the staple that has been in the car community. Like you said, at one point in time, it was called a supercar killer. We just talked about the fact that at one point in time, it set a record at the Nürburgring.
So I can't think of a name. I can't think of another car that, like, all of car people universally gave a nickname. Like, that car was universally given that Godzilla nickname because it fought so high above its weight class.
It punched above its class so much. So I came front, Cam. I'm a little sad to see it go. And I'm also confused. So before I pass it over to you, I'm sad because I'm a car fanatic and I love what this car stood for. To me, I saw this car as the everyday working class person who could compete with.
That's something you can strive for.
Yeah. But also, I'm confused. Nissan is going bankrupt. They are pissing the bed in trying to get partnerships. People have Honda tried to bail these guys out. They didn't want to be bailed out. They did, but they didn't like the terms of it. Yeah. Right. And the one thing that was keeping the heart beating in the chest of Nissan has officially closed a chapter. And I'm confused and I'm sad at the same time.
So I'm gonna actually take the other direction on that. I think that is part of the reason why the GTR is no more.
Okay.
Because if you think about, even though Nissan interior, garbage, they haven't really changed how that car looks out. They'll tweak a fender here and there over the 20 years that car been alive, they've done virtually nothing to it. But when you think about the performance parts, like that's top of the line Nissan parts, like you're talking about transmissions, exhaust package, drivetrain, all of that. I gotta, just me not knowing, guessing, I gotta guess that that's probably their most expensive car to produce.
For sure.
And I'm wondering, because that car hasn't changed at all, what was their profit on new ones? Like, I'm willing to bet they were probably in the hole on new cars, just because if you already got one, what incentive do I have to move to a new one? Like, oh, you barely tweaked the engine. This new one got 100 more horsepower than the one I got, and I can probably take that down the street and go get tuned, and probably have more performance, if not the same. And even new people getting into it, why would I buy a new one for, I can't remember what they're going for MSRP, but obviously used one's gonna be cheaper, even if it's just a year old.
Sure.
So, like I said, and I'm like right now I'm speculating. I don't know if any of this is to be true, but that's where my brain goes. Like maybe they don't have enough bread to produce their flagship model right now.
Yeah, you know, that's a definitely an interesting way of looking at it. I'm gonna kind of push back though, because I'm gonna say if some of the perks of not deviating the body much or making big changes means you save a little bit on the cost of production.
Yeah, consistency.
You're not having to produce all new parts. Yeah. You can grab that fender from 10 years ago. It still fits.
Yeah.
And as for why would the consumer buy new, obviously if you can't afford to buy new, then the used market is there for you. But anytime I'm looking at a performance car, I don't care who owned it first, they drove the hell out of it. Like, you don't buy a GTR to go pick up your prescriptions. That's what Buicks are for. So if you buy a GTR, you're gonna drive it spiritedly, and that don't necessarily mean you didn't take care of it, but just if I'm buying it secondhand, that fear of the fact that the first owner drove the shit out of it is gonna, you know, if I can afford it, yeah, I wanna go new. So I'm just shocked, man. I'm really shocked.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I hope it comes back, but honestly, only reason I'm not mad about the break is that I hope this is the thing that causes them to change it if they bring it back.
Well, will they be able to bring themselves back?
Oh yeah, that's true.
They might not even be a thing.
That's the other part of it. Hey, somebody who Honda buy the rights to this.
Yeah.
Now
Honda get the GTR.
Now Honda, y'all got to partner with somebody on the performance side, because I don't want y'all.
People kind of like the S2000. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but hell back. Hell back in the day.
Touche.
Yeah.
What about the Type R's though? People like Type R's.
Type R's, yeah, but is Type R Godzilla level?
No.
Oh, it's great. It's great performance for that price range, but
Touché.
It ain't that. But
Touche.
if Nissan is able to save themselves, whatever that looks like, I hope that they do bring it back, and I hope that they revamp it, like from the ground up.
We said the same thing last episode talking about the R8.
Yeah.
Will y'all please switch it up?
Yeah, and even still, like Audi can get away with it on the R8 because people love the looks, like the interior aged well, all that good stuff.
Sure.
After you, even on the exterior, GTR is kind of like, it ain't bad looking, but it ain't just the prettiest thing you ever seen on the road. It's got a very distinctive look. Like, you know when it pull up behind, like, oh, this is the GTR. But even still, I would say it ain't beautiful enough to where I would say don't change it. And definitely that interior, that's what, get Honda. Go talk to somebody about the interior, because Nissan has proven time and time again, it don't matter the price range of the car. They can't do no interior. They just
Stellantis.
fall apart. Yeah.
I got a plan to bring Stellantis back. American-made GTR.
But yeah, I'm hoping this is their R8 break. Like, we finna, this is dead, and then 3-4 years from now, psych, we back, but minus we finna bring it back the exact same way. Like, please switch it up. But yeah, I'm hoping we get some more news about why they're killing it off, if we ever get that news. Because a lot of times when people say, oh, we just getting rid of it, sometimes we don't get to really know why. It just kind of be like, oh, we at the end of the road with it. They'll give us, the corporate speak. They won't really get into the nitty gritty of what's really going on. But I hope we figure it out, because I feel like we both got very valid possibilities on why this is the case.
Sure.
But since they're on such opposite ends of the spectrum, nobody really knows. But yeah, that's all I really got for that.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. This one is going to be a curveball. So we Two Brothers Auto. Auto means everything auto. So sometimes we talk about the auto manufacturers, but it might not necessarily mean we're talking about cars.
Okay.
Volkswagen came out that Volkswagen in 2024 sold more food than vehicles.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What, you getting, a Volkswagen burger?
Stay with me. In 2024, Volkswagen sold 8.5 million sausages.
Wow.
Their sausage is a currywurst sausage. I believe that's some type of German sausage. I'm American, clearly. I don't know what it is. But sold 8.5 million units of currywurst sausages, compared to them selling 5.2 million vehicles, which was a 3% drop off from the year before. And alongside of that, dropped off 30% of their net profit on the vehicle side. So in 2024, Volkswagen made more bread off of sausages than they did vehicles. Spade. What's going through your head right now? Because I know it's a lot going through your head.
First of all, I'm a fan of a good bratwurst. And if this is anything like bratwurst, I would like to try it. Volkswagen, send your boy some sausage. Pause. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because it's like, put multiple coals in the fire, especially if you're going to be at the top. Just last episode, we talked about the fact that Volkswagen was the
most unreliable.
The most unreliable vehicle by J.D. Power's report. So, you better have a plan B if your vehicle's out there falling apart. I am a little shocked, though. I never knew that they had it. We've seen some car manufacturers also do a little bit of apparel.
I was about to say Porsche's been leaning heavy to apparel. I know Lamborghini and Ferrari both do, but yeah.
Sure.
First time I've definitely seen it in the food industry. I was taken aback when I read this.
I'm shocked. At the same time, listen, by chance anyone from Volkswagen sees this video, I would like to do a review.
Hey, I love to eat.
Hook us up.
He loved to call me a fat ass anytime he see me eating, but like send your boy something. I keep it up.
Now listen,
we'll rate it.
I was pretty hard on y'all with your cars, but if the sausage hit, I come in here and be like, you know what? Volkswagen, fire the grill up. I'm shocked.
On that note, a couple episodes ago, in multiple episodes, past episodes, we talked about they're facing fines from the European government because the EVs not hitting the targets. They're not doing their part in hitting target emissions. And I told you that like their plan on that, like, they ain't really showing no sense of urgency in trying to rectify that. They like, oh yeah, we got ID1, ID2 coming out 2027, 2028, but like nothing like immediately. So I'm wondering, is it stuff like this that like got them like we good? Like we getting bread.
Yeah, we don't care.
We getting money from elsewhere. So like, on the vehicle side of things, we not in the best spot, but these Germans buying up these sausages left and right. So
I'm low key.
we moving pounds of sausages by the day. 8.5 million units. So the article didn't have what they equate to. I'm sure we can look up how much they cost over in Germany, but 8.5 million units of sausages it's an astronomical number, regardless of what the price is. So I'm wondering if that's causing them to not really have that fire under their ass of like, we need to rectify this car thing, because probably from a holistic business view, they probably in the green. And then of course you start because this is just Volkswagen core, and I say Volkswagen core because like we talked about in previous episodes, Porsche's under Volkswagen, Lamborghini's under Volkswagen, Audi's under Volkswagen. So all of that combined, probably a better outlook. But when we're just talking about Volkswagen core itself, cars here, sausages here. So take that for what you will. I found it to be very interesting. It's very left field compared to the news we normally get.
I was not prepared.
But it's just Two Brothers Auto. So that means everything automotive, and it's an automotive manufacturer. They just do other things too.
And what I hope is when people click on our videos, at the end of the video, they've learned something that they didn't know. I just learned something I didn't know.
I guarantee y'all didn't know that. And if you did, drop a comment and let me know what else you know.
And let us know why you know.
Yeah, why you know.
Because why do you know that?
If you knew that before me, you probably tried one. So what? Is it good? Are you German? If you're not German and you had it, I got even more questions.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, like I said, I found that to be a pretty interesting tidbit. And I would also, if you're a high exec that only works on the vehicle side, you should probably be in fear for your job, because the sausage boy is killing y'all.
Yeah.
And that ain't a good look.
That's crazy. Well, Cam, you kind of went off the beaten path. I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path, but not too much, because I'm still throwing shots at Stellantis. I'm going to keep doing that until they tighten up, right? Cam, Jeep owners took to social media to complain. It wasn't because their cars weren't functioning properly. They weren't breaking down or anything like that.
Suspension wasn't snapping off like the Bronco?
No, nothing like that. They were getting spammed with persistent pop-up ads on their infotainment system, right?
In the car.
In the car. What's crazy is they were saying anytime the car stops, you stop at a red light, you look at your infotainment system, which has very valuable information like the time, probably the temp, direction you're going. Let's hope you don't have your GPS pulled up. Boom, you was getting hit with a pop-up ad that was trying to convince you to purchase an extended warranty. Probably not a bad idea if you got a Jeep, But still, they said if you press the X on the pop-up ad to make it go away, it would just pop back up at the next time the vehicle stopped.
Wow.
Now,
So
Jeep
not
has
even
come out.
not even when you cut the car on and off. Like
Nah,
the next
anytime you stop, fam, another pop-up ad was up.
That's crazy.
Now, Jeep has released a statement. They came out and said that this was a result of a software glitch. Where Jeep themselves had come out and said that this was not intended. This is a software glitch. And, you know, they're going to get everything under control. But imagine driving your car and you being spammed with pop-up ads.
As you driving too, like it ain't like you cut off once and be cutting off once at the beginning of the car, like it's annoying. But at least like, all right, I'm good for this drive. But every time I stop,
every time,
like imagine you want to change the song, and I gotta do all this, not light green. But
or you could just go ahead and buy that doggone extended warranty and you ain't got to worry about it no more. You know what I'm saying?
But first of all, this ain't no glitch. This ain't no glitch. As somebody with technical background, this ain't no glitch. Let me tell you what happened. They were testing this, and some SC made the grand mistake of sending this to production before they were supposed to. It got merged up to production on accident, and that joker went live. You don't mistakenly send no ads out. That's not a glitch. The software didn't break and just start sending ads on its own.
I wish it.
This was developed behind the scenes, and they probably was gonna try to roll this out at some point, and somebody accidentally pushed the wrong buttons, and it got sent out to the cars a little bit too early, and they probably didn't even realize till people started complaining. So they can go ahead. That's why when you said glitch, I'm over here air quoting because cap, there ain't no glitch. So I'm glad it happened this way. So hopefully that means however they plan to really roll it out, I hope it never comes to fruition because, I don't even know why they think this is a good idea because BMW then tried this for like 2-3 years and we keep saying hell no, like no,
don't want it,
like no. And I'm sorry, but when it comes to notoriety, like Jeep here, but it's like BMW here. If we ain't taking that from BMW, you think we finna take that from the likes of you, Stellantis and Jeep? When y'all can't even get y'all act together, first of all, we don't even know if these cars gonna last 70,000 miles. And
why this is a good idea.
But you got nerve just spam me with ads about the extended warranty?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Listen, if my car go crying to me, if my car is like, fam, get some backup to take care of me. I'm glad it's telling me. Like, I think back, I grew up, in a different day and age. I grew up being a fan of Knight Rider. And sometimes Kit would tell Michael Knight, he would be like, Michael, I need to get my diagnostics. Your car is just like, please get a plan, because I ain't feeling good. Huh?
Never seen Knight Rider.
Well, you didn't miss much. The show was terrible, but I liked it. My favorite part of their story is this thing was called Purchase Peace of Mind. That's what the program was, right?
Further evidence that this was no glitch. This was just we sent this too early.
Well, they don't say it being there was a glitch. They saying the fact that
it kept popping up.
It was a bug in the opt out. Like you were supposed to be able to hit the X.
Oh, so they meant to send it out, but it was supposed to be a one-time thing.
That's it.
Disgusting.
Here's what's funny about it. The pop-up says that this plan is available for people whose cars have less than 36,000 miles.
Okay.
But customers have said that their cars was well over 36,000 miles and they were still being spammed with it. So they didn't even check to see if the cars fit in the target.
So let me get this right. Okay. Junior SC pushes up the prod too soon. Hadn't been fully tested by QA.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
And what's the solution? What's the solution here? Is it fixed? Is it still happening? I guess I ain't let you get to that part.
It has been. The glitch has been identified and corrected, and they are reaching out to affected customers to resolve the matter.
See, so that's more corporate speak. Because what does corrected mean? Like, is only gonna pop up once, or is it like it's gone?
Corrected mean if you buy a new one, we ain't gonna pop up. We ain't gonna pop up no more. And if yours is still popping up, go and bring it by the shop.
So if you buy a new car to be gone.
Yeah. Bring it by the shop, we'll give you a free oil change, and we'll go ahead and knock that ad out for you. The little pop-up will be gone. And we'll give you an oil change on us. And we might even put your drain plug back in. We might not.
And probably over-tighten the screw, strip the hole.
Very possible. Very possible. You'll be back.
Yeah, like I said, we've seen this before. I don't want no in-ad pop-up of anything. Even if it's something optional, I don't care. Like I said, we've seen it with BMW. BMW has been the nastiest perpetrators of this. Whether it be ads, whether it be they locking stuff behind software subscription updates. Like, this is kind of the, I like tech. This is kind of the crossroads with me with tech in vehicles. Like, I like having tech in vehicles, but a vehicle is not a tech product. You cannot treat those two things the same. Like, yeah, you can put a phone out and say, we're gonna update this phone in a year and fix the bugs, like add a new feature. Cool. Like, we expect that. We expect that with computers, we expect that with tablets, all that stuff. With a car, unless it's a beneficial update, or it's an option that maybe I couldn't afford it to purchase, and you're saying it's a software update and I can buy it later. But other than that, fam, don't lock nothing that would be otherwise standard with a vehicle behind no subscription, no ad. Like, that's not what a car is. Car is probably the second biggest investment that you ever make in your life outside of buying a house.
Absolutely.
When I buy a car, I better get everything I'm paying for. Don't tell me I bought this car and then all of a sudden, oh, we finna lock your acceleration mapping behind a $50 a month subscription all of a sudden. It's like, fam, this car just 2 months ago was doing that without a subscription. No, I've already paid for the car. We're not doing this. So even though this is an ad of you trying to say, oh, come buy this extended warranty, fam, send me an email. Send me an email like everybody else do. Send me a newsletter email. Don't come in here tapping on, like, computing with my car and popping no ads up. I don't want to see that.
I mean, you bring up a very valuable perspective. Let's be honest, aren't cars becoming more and more? I feel like current car, especially if you want to get into the EV world, I think they're cell phones with wheels.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things, and I'm not going to be that guy that sit here and try to tell you that I like driving an older car because it's raw. And listen, if it was up to me, I'd get a brand new car every year. That's just not the way my finances are set up. But sometimes when I do get in my car, I think about stuff like that. Like, I don't have a start-stop button that kills my engine at the red light. I don't have backup cams. I don't have a lot of the modern
creature comforts.
Yeah. And at the same time, I mean, I just watched the video. I won't even drop his name because I know how you feel about him, but I just watched the video of a guy raging at Porsche because he had to put his, like, email address, like, he had to put personal information into his car. Like, you gotta create an account for your car.
Yeah.
My car don't know what no account is. I just get in, I fire it up, it's just no gas and brake. That's all it knows. So I mean, I think as we get further and further into the tech era, and we're in it, but as we continue to get deeper into it, I think that's a
crossroads.
I think it's a trade-off that eventually, you're gonna be signing into that joint and paying bills at the red light from your infotainment system, and which sounds
your car accelerates 0 to 60 in 4 seconds now, unless you pay to get it back down to 3.
It's something to be concerned about.
Yeah, it's nasty business. I'm not a fan of it. Them saying, I'm glad you let me know that the whole thing wasn't a glitch, because I thought at first they were saying the whole thing was a glitch, and I'm like,
something was wrong with opt out.
Yeah, but okay, you couldn't. Which was that a glitch? They probably would have beat you upside the head and be like, force you into submit, because I guarantee you said, yeah, I bet that worked on the first time. Yeah, I bet that worked on the first time.
True.
But yeah, that's interesting. You got any more topics today?
No, that's all I got.
That's okay, cool. Hey, you can't say you watch this episode and you ain't learned nothing new. Between pop-up ads and Volkswagen selling sausages, come on, man.
We got you covered.
Who else? Who else bring you the information in one spot? I would say, let us know what the most unique and interesting topic is, but I feel like I got an idea what it is. But let us know what your favorite topic is. Again, if you've had one of these Volkswagen currywurst, ain't that what it's called? Yeah. Currywurst sausages, please give us a review. Let us, is it good? Is it touching?
Send a pack to the show.
Yeah.
Is it bratwurst?
Yeah. Is it connected?
Different name
from my real deep south.
Is it cone cup?
But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell icon so that way you know when we're uploading. Like I said, we back. We been consistent around here. We flooding the streets. So it's been a great episode, Spade. I think until next time, peace.